Honey, what are you thinking?
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Questions Ladies Wanna Ask. I got this topic, I really gotta cover it because I had way too many people asking about it. And guys just wanted to know not just what men think, but what I personally think. And I'll just let you know my honest opinion, so don't take anything personally or anything of the sort. It's just what I think, and of course, I'll also mention what most guys tend to think about it. I'm talking about female body here and what men think about ladies having the hair or a lot of hair or just basically female body hair. It's gonna be pretty awesome. So stick around, let's see. First, you know about epilation, right? Epilation is all about hair removal. So it's a huge industry. I mean, we've got huge companies that make billions. It's a $1 billion industry based on basically making money from something natural, from growth of hair from humans, both male and female. And you know, with females or ladies, they grow hair just like men. Some guys have gone to the extent of comparing both male and females to primates. I won't go that far. I mean, we're human. We can't just go with primates. No, not really. So back to the point and back to everything else. So do men find it disgusting if women have body hair? It depends on where the body hair is. Let's start with basically the face. If you're talking about a mustache, beards, and all that, probably not. Most men would probably not have that. I mean, I saw a couple of photos of your favorite celebrities and imagine them with like mustaches and stuff like that. So that's a huge no for most men. It's a huge turn off. So body hair, probably not. Facial hair, basically. For the ladies, that would be a huge no. I know there are some conditions where the ladies don't have an option and the hair just tends to like overgrow and everything, no matter how much they try shaving. So I sympathize with them, and that's a different case. But if it's a normal lady without any condition or illness, so probably no facial hair, probably not. We can still mention a little bit later about that. And to the next point, it's about to be frank, there are different parts, right, of the body with hair. Let's talk about the armpits. There are the armpits, the pubic, the chest, the arms, the legs. So let's assume we're talking about a lady who loves when her man goes down on her. If you're that kind of a lady, you probably should have your pubic trimmed. Probably most guys love it trimmed and well shaved. I know a couple of them who still keep their hair. They don't necessarily shave it, they keep it long, and some guys fancy that. But for most men, probably not. Just shaved, not clean. It doesn't have to be all clean. Could be just tidy, like probably trimmed just a little bit. You can leave a little bit of bush, but nothing overgrown, nothing crazy. That would not sit well with most people. I mean, no, yeah. Let me keep it at that. And some love a little bit of tuft. Yeah, some men do tend to like a little bit of it, but nothing too much. And maybe something from clean to a little bit of bush. Not a problem unless it's a fetish. Yeah, because some guys might like it a little bit more than that. It might be a little bit of a fetish, and a little bit of landscaping doesn't really hurt anybody. So go for it. Think about it. I mean, imagine a lady at the beach or at the pool with overgrown hairs to the point where they're like basically protruding from we're talking about the beach, so it's basically protruding from the, how can I put this, because let me think about it. If a lady is at the beach or the pool, so imagine it's protruding from her. Yeah, so you can imagine that's not really the best picture, especially the long strands of hair. Probably not the best thing. Not the best thing to be happening, so probably not. Shave it, or just a little bit of trimming would probably work. Just nothing too long. None of that. It would be a little bit of a turn off. So if it's nicely shaved, no problem. Nobody has a problem with that. Anything protruding or anything too long, not cool. For most guys, I'm speaking for most guys. And eyebrows. Let's talk about the eyebrows. When you're talking about the eyebrows, maybe we wouldn't be asking for too much if it's just a little bit well taken care of. Because some ladies tend to have the genes. In their gene pool, they got bushy eyebrows. So maybe I'm just conforming to modern beauty standards. A lady blessed with such bushy eyebrows would probably do better to just have it a little bit shaved or trimmed or taken care of a little bit. Just to look a little bit better or good. Because too bushy eyebrows, they don't look good on anybody. Double standards, probably, maybe. Modern beauty standards conforming, yeah. A little bit of a misogynist, I hope not. But I'm just putting it out there, just the way it is. Legs and arms should probably not be that hairy. I know you might have a little bit of hair, but probably not like a jungle or anything of the sort. I mean, I know a girl, one of my friends loved to death. He loved this girl a lot, but they were not even dating, so maybe it was just infatuation. And he did everything he could to date her, but there's one thing that always caught my attention. Most of the ladies I've hanged out with, or I know, or I've known in my past, they had very short, if they had hair on their arms, it was pretty short. So I never really expected that for most of them. So seeing her with particularly quite long hair, it kind of caught my attention, and not in the best way. Good thing I wasn't dating her and I was not interested, and good thing she was definitely not interested in me. So I, on the other hand, I was completely put off by how hairy her arms were. And I don't know why, but it just wasn't appealing to me. Actually, come to think of it, maybe it just wasn't the hair, she just wasn't my type. I've dated several other women with hairy arms, and it was nice. I never paid attention. Maybe because I could actually tell they didn't have facial hair, or maybe they had shaved or trimmed or something. I meant body hair, not facial hair. So maybe I just realized most of them, I knew, or I could tell they didn't have. I could see they didn't have body hair. So I never quite had a problem with that. And quite frankly, most of them, the ones I've dated, some of them might have had a little bit of hair, a little bit of body hair, but it was never a problem. So probably if maybe the guy meets the kind of lady he likes or the kind of girl he likes, he probably wouldn't mind much to do with body hair. Those double standards, sometimes they just apply when if it's a kind of lady who you don't necessarily already find appealing. So you just find reasons and excuses of why you don't want to date said person. I know the double standards and the guts some of the men have. I know the guts we men have to raise our voices and utter those words like we don't want women to have body hair or inner beauty. Oh, I know all of that, but here I'm just telling you what most of us think. Our perception and what we think when we see maybe a lady with a lot of body hair. I know inner beauty is a thing and it's everything, but a good number of men still care a lot about how a lady looks or about how a woman looks. So moving on, like I mentioned, if it's a condition, that's all right. I understand that. You definitely wouldn't go making requests about her being hairy. There are people who have such conditions, and that's all right. Another point is money. I mean, money is a factor. Going for procedures like laser hair removal is quite expensive, it's costly. Waxing, same thing, and that's where it becomes problematic to judge a lady if she has body hair. And that's why, again, I mention and I insist, these are just personal preferences. And because there are a lot of factors to think about, including the costs, as I mentioned. If it's a condition, if the lady's preference, if she doesn't want to shave, yeah, so at the end of the day, each to his own, right? If you like a lady with body hair, good for you. If you don't, still good for you. There's somebody for everybody. Now, on facial hair, there are a couple of women who do have facial hair. Maybe, if possible, just clear it all away. Just clean face. A mustache, chin, no. At the end of the day, she has the right to do what she wants, but I personally want it if it's waxed or just cleaned, like no hair. If she happens to have any facial hair, please. Personally, I wouldn't want to date such a person. It's just, yeah, I wouldn't want to do any of that. But as a lady, if a guy has a problem with your body hair and you don't appreciate his opinions, just drop him and let him know you don't care about the hair or him or what he thinks or what he feels like. There are 1,000, a million other men out there who are dying to date you for who you are. So it doesn't matter what a man like me says or what any other man says. You just do what you feel is right. At the end of the day, that's all that matters, your happiness. Armpits. When not overgrown, it's alright. It's not a big deal. But the long, frizzy armpit hair that just sticks out and just, no. The thing is, you see a beautiful lady, she raises her arms, beautiful skin, beautiful everything. But the hairs, the long, particularly very long armpit hairs just stick out. And you just cringe. That's how it feels. If it's short, just shorter. The long ones, the really long ones, are just not the best thing to be looking at on a lady. If it's shaved a little bit, it doesn't have to be clean, but clean is still alright. But as long as it's just a little bit shaved, no problem. That's alright. That's not repulsive. But the long, frizzy ones, that's just scary to most men. Disgust is a little bit of a strong word to use in this case. But take any man and find out. Most of them would probably dislike it or hate it. They just don't like it. Long armpit hair is definitely a turn off. And put it, just imagine it on any celebrity. Look at the pictures, the videos of your favorite celebrity, and you realize rarely do you see any of them having facial hair. Forget about the men for a minute. The female celebrities, none. Basically zero. They don't usually have armpit hair. So maybe it's just the way it is, the industry or society just conforming and everything, but that's what we tend to look at. And when we see that, that's what we are looking for when we are trying to date. The woman I'm trying to date, I'm looking for the kind of woman who fits that profile. That's what I want. So every man chooses who they want. But personally, I like a lady with no armpit hair when we're on that topic. So the man is just looking for, maybe somebody else is just looking for a reason why he doesn't like a certain person, but to be on his own line of defense. But armpit hair is usually not the best. It's quite a turn off for most men. Ask most men and let me know what you think and what they said and what they think. Sometimes lack of body hair on a woman sends a very quiet but strong signal that she takes care of herself. Yeah, I know in the past, still in the present, long hair, long nails have generally been associated with a woman of class or a woman of means. She has money, so some people assume she doesn't have to do manual work. So it was generally the stereotyping was that such a lady, she has her life intact. She doesn't have to do manual work. Same standards apply to hair, not completely, and not perfectly, but yes, almost the same. With body hair, a woman who has her body hair well maintained or taken care of, and in that case, I mean trimmed or waxed or completely cut off or shaved, usually means she knows how to take care of herself. It's quite that simple. That's how it is, or how I see it. Torso. The torso hair gets the worst rating in this case. Of all the other body hairs that we've talked about, the torso hair carries a lot of it. It's basically at a different level than every other parts of hair. Good thing it's mostly covered up, so most men don't get to see it until maybe if they're getting intimate with a lady. Just like with the pubic hair, unless it's so long that it stands out and comes out of the pants, it doesn't always, it's not that visible. But torso, if it's there, most guys still are not that, they don't love it that much. They're not really interested in seeing a lot of that on a lady, the torso hair. Good thing it's a little bit hidden, so most guys don't mind when it comes to the point where they're actually touching or feeling it. At that point, it's pretty much made, so they don't have a problem with it at that level. But along with the armpits and the chest here sometimes might be clearly visible. That's why it's one of the most important parts to take care of. You rarely find a lady with visible overgrown chest hair. Leg hair, if I was to compare and contrast, I'd probably say the one I personally wouldn't want on a lady would be chest hair. If I don't know her, if I know her and with time, she can always do what she wants. I mean, it might be a lot of work for her, sometimes even painful, plucking it out and all that with tweezers. So, chest hair. Let's go to armpits, facial hair. Leg and arm hair are not really much of a problem. Most guys don't really care about that, about the arms and the legs. Facial, armpit, torso, that's a little bit of a problem. And the chest. Pubic hair, usually most guys don't care that much, but again, just like the armpit hair, it shouldn't be so long. Most people don't want that. Let me not say everybody. Most people don't really fancy that long pubic hair. Like I mentioned before, especially men who love going down on their ladies or ladies who love that. They usually express certain sentiments that I won't mention, but they usually don't fancy it that much. So on the pubic hair, not that much, not that interesting for most people. All in all, moderation. I know, moderation. It helps a lot when it comes to body hair. I won't say less is more, but just in moderation, not too much, and doesn't have to be too little, of course. Because also we still want a little bit of hair. That's what makes a woman. Just not too much. There's a difference between having a little bit and having too much. So at the end of the day, if you respect other people's choices, a man should not expect any woman to do anything just because that's how he likes it. I'm lucky that most women I dated naturally loved what I love when it comes to hair or body hair. So I never had to suggest anything to do with hair. Hair is natural and it's a natural part of every human being. So do what you feel is right for you and don't let anybody tell you otherwise. From me here, until I see you next time, bye-bye.